There's something shady about the Tisa Tells backlash drama, and it's getting worse. Diddy's crisis PR are using Tisa Tells to make you all believe that Diddy is innocent and the jury made the right decision. And in this video, I'm going to react to a live stream I just watched and tell you exactly what I'm talking about, because on my channel, I do show receipts. First of all, I do not subscribe to Tisa Tells. I've already made a video explaining why, and I have also made another video showing that the man harassing her while she was on a live stream is a domestic abuser called Ratchet TV, and he is a Diddy supporter. Surprise, surprise. And I showed that he brought a black woman, another content creator, to join in on his harassment, and this woman was up there shouting Tisa works for the feds and she hates black people, but she says she's a really intelligent professor. And then, because I do my research, I found out Ratchet TV uses other women content creators to harass and discredit anyone who speaks out against him. So the woman he used, her name's Queen Amadea Shakur. I have actually watched her content before on YouTube, I just didn't know it was the same person. And she's already been put on blast, as she went from telling her audience Diddy's cooked, he's going down for Rico, to I told y'all he wasn't going down for Rico. But now she's the one accusing other people of lying and scamming. So here is where she's telling you why he should be convicted of Rico for using his business to run a criminal enterprise.
Okay, you have to first prove that a criminal enterprise exists. You have to then prove that the defendant was party to that criminal enterprise, whether they work for it, were the head of it, or associated with it in some way. And he is, because it's his own enterprise. Then you have to prove that the person committed at least 2 predicate acts within a 10-year span. And we already know that he's done that. So why do people keep saying, where is the Rico? The Rico is right there in your faces. Y'all just need to face it. Anybody that's thinking Diddy's getting off and he's not. Diddy is done, his goose is cooked, and it's going down. He's having his assistants go and get him illegal substances. So what does that mean? If they work for his enterprise and they're doing crime, isn't that in fact a criminal enterprise? And it's not just one assistant, it's several of them, even the security, the chief of security, okay, the chief of staff. Then we have Brendan Paul, the 24-year-old, the one that they said was the mule, okay? So, and then they even asked her, have you ever carried illegal substances for him? She said yes. They said where to? She said she went and picked them up from KK. That's Christina Corbin. She went and picked them up from her. Christina told her, wait, and I'll get the security. He's going to bring them to you. So she got them from her in Miami, I believe, at Two-Star Island, somewhere in that area. And then she took them, I want to say she took them to LA. I can't be sure without looking at my notes, but she took them from one state to another. So I'm sorry. Isn't that whole crime? Isn't that, in fact, trafficking, okay, of illegal substances? And KK is involved. Security is involved. Now he has her involved. This is, in fact, the criminal enterprise. That's the Rico right there. The first step, remember, I told you guys.
So then when the verdict comes in, she's live with Ratchet TV, the abuser, saying the exact opposite.
Here, I told you all it was a Frico, not a Rico. All right? I told you all they had was the man act. Please pay attention. All right?
So, how you feeling about it?
Oh, I'm feeling like I was right all along. Like I've been telling you guys. At the end of the day, they did not prove the Rico.
She went from telling her audience how the prosecution had the evidence to show Diddy was going to be done for Rico, to I told y'all it was a Frico, not a Rico. And what intelligent woman stands and shouts at another woman trying to humiliate her, and what proof does she have she's working for the government?
Put a finger on me up in this motherfucker. You ain't gonna put a finger on me. You're a liar.
They said she was paid by prosecution.
What?
They said she was paid by the prosecution.
Now go back and apologize to her family for lying.
She also lied on Jonathan Majors
And Shakula Robinson.
She hates black men.
She hates black people.
And look at all the cameras.
Don't like black
This is very uncomfortable for her.
Tisa Tells, could you describe what the so-called mob did to you following the verdict?
So yes, as everybody knows, I was accosted outside the courthouse, and that was putting it lightly. Scum, Diddy supporting scum, literally roving around like the mob from Beauty and the Beast, looking for me so they could, according to what they were telling their followers, lay their hands and feet on me. What happened to Cassie was going to be nothing compared to what they planned to do to me.
I did hear him say something about Cassie, but I can't find the clip of it, and I have no doubt he's a violent bully towards women. So now let's get into this live stream and how she exposes herself further. This was a panel discussion, views on Diddy's verdict, drama throughout trial, how some creators became the story, and this is courtesy of Secret Service Sam. Now, he was the one telling us about how BJ Investigate had made a scene over her place in the line at the Diddy trial. I'm not very sure about this Secret Service Sam guy. Like, I get it's meant to be on the spot, but he doesn't seem to do any research. Like, how can you be reporting from a trial and not know you can buy transcripts? But we're going to get into it. I think it's more who he's attracting through these videos. If he is a genuine guy, I'd really like to have a chat with him about Tony Busby. But I feel like he would only want to go on channels with a much larger following than me. With that said, I'm using this content for the purposes of commentary and critique. And I'm starting to feel like I'm losing my mind a little bit about how the misogyny is so overwhelming with this smear campaign that I'm seeing. So I'm making the video. I need to get it out there. As the conversation gets more uncomfortable, Sam does excuse himself.
Doesn't make any sense. And if you're so scared of somebody doing something to you, I would think you'd be more scared to try to go after their money. The police at least can give you some level of protection, perhaps. But going for a civil lawsuit, okay, for somebody you think is crazy that's going to do you harm, that doesn't even make any sense. These people are, I just don't believe some of this stuff.
And then how long ago did this happen? Because if he violated you, like you said, why didn't you go to the police if somebody violated you?
This happened in 2020. Why are you just now saying something, sir, 5 years later? Like, I'm not here.
Oh, absolutely not.
Hey, Queen, I have to
that's bogus.
Okay, Sam, thank you for tuning in, beloved.
No, thank you guys so much for having me. It's always great talking.
Absolutely. Okay. Catch you next time.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
So, trigger warning, these people are not pro-victim. They are literally victim blaming in this conversation. They are talking about another civil suit that's been filed against P. Diddy and allegedly Biggie Smalls' son, but we're going to get back to that later on. The first thing I want to show is what she says about her relationship with Holly Baird. That's P. Diddy's legal team, Crisis PR. I've already made a video about her and what methods she uses to influence and manipulate the black community. And Holly Baird, who works for Garagos and Garagos, Diddy's legal counsel, was at the trial every day mingling with these creators and people in the media. And somehow the narrative has shifted from Diddy's a monster to, oh, the government messed up, Diddy was overcharged, and even people are now supporting him. And that's how these crisis PR campaigns are so effective. It goes to show the hunger for clicks and views and super chats. Which is funny because that's what they've been accusing Tisa Tells of. She already had about 500,000 subscribers when she started covering the Diddy case, and it's only gone up to 600,000, which is a lot. But tell me one person on this panel that isn't trying to get them numbers, because from what I was seeing as a viewer, all of them that were going live every day with their inside exclusive, a lot of them were reporting on their own personal experiences or what drama happened. Like, I just wanted to get an undramatic report, and I felt like everyone fell for the defense's strategy, which was to discredit and humiliate the witnesses and victims, and it looks like it paid off. But then content creators partnering up with actual abusers and predators, it is not a good look.
Okay, everybody's just been going in on her, and here's the thing, it is just so hilarious that, if one or two people said something, you could say, well, maybe there's some truth to it, maybe not. But if you have all these different people coming out saying stuff, now you got people that, her subscribers want to say, oh, y'all are just hating.
I've already said I'm not a subscriber. I don't even watch her. But it's very obvious what's going on here.
But with all these people saying everybody's not hating, and then you have people who have nothing to do with YouTube, like Charlucci, saying that she's a liar.
Charlucci, who's apparently Diddy's best friend or only friend, who's literally escorting Holly Baird, the crisis PR, in every time I see him. Or he's with Diddy's family wearing a free puff sweatshirt, which obviously is going to be shown on YouTube, but nothing to do with YouTube. Like, I just can't believe these people are this dumb. It's an obvious conflict of interest.
Then you had the S worker that interviewed with Tasha K said she lied on him.
Wow.
So you have people that don't have any dog in the fight. They don't have any reason to come out and call this woman a liar.
Do not get me started on the sex workers and their promotional YouTube tours, because isn't one now suing Cassie Ventura?
You know, I always say, when somebody is a common denominator, you got 1 million people and they're saying divided by Tisa tells, you're the common denominator. You're the only common denominator. It's Tisa this, Tisa that, Tisa. I'm like, golly, I'm telling you, y'all, everybody was cooking her so much. I'm telling you, when you had your live, I was over there. It's like, oh yeah, Queen's over here cooking some turkey, some dressing, some greens. I go up to the next one. I'm like, I'm eating some meatloaf and mashed potato. I'm telling you, I was getting full because so many people, like you said, people I didn't even know, it's just popping up on my feeds. I'm like, I don't know this person. I'm not asking Jamil.
Yeah, she was trending.
Yeah,
she was trending for lying.
Heavy.
Now, here's the thing. And if she wasn't lying, somebody that was there, boots on the ground, would be defending her. And nobody is. Because everybody knows she's been lying.
Actually, I'm over here and you saying that there's all these creators making videos about her. Do you not think that's suspicious? I'm presenting the facts that there is a whole bunch of creators that have been doing the exact same thing as her. And yet Ratchet TV, who it looks like started the smear campaign, no one's got anything bad to say about him, and the obvious misinformation he puts out, such as Diddy is innocent, or the fact that there's evidence that he beats up women.
With that being said, I want to say this. This is the last thing I want to say about her lies. So I don't know where she came up with the figure, the $60,000, and she said that people were given transcripts by Diddy's team with talking points and had highlighted talking points on it. Here's the thing. This is what people need to realize. They did give the transcripts out, and the reason they gave out the transcripts, because like I told you guys, when Megan Kuniff was there and I interviewed her, I asked her for the transcripts. She told me I could get them from Holly. And she told me to just give Holly my email. Okay. Now, Holly was giving people the transcripts. The thing is this. If you're reading the actual transcripts, you're going to get exactly what was said and what went on in the courtroom. So even if they told people read the transcripts, which they didn't, but even if they had, what's that going to do to help them? You're only reading what actually happened. Now, the reason Tisa said that is to make her subscribers think that that's why she's not going to read them. She was like, the transcripts cost $1,500 to $2,000. And she's like, I wasn't going to take them from when they offered them to me.
Okay, Megan Cuniff just showed, which I've always suspected, she gets her information directly from the defense lawyers and then she makes blog posts out of it, which you all make into content, but you don't think that's biased reporting. And that's why commentary channels are not journalists, because they get their information from journalists. And Tisa not wanting to take transcripts from the defense team shows a kind of integrity. And as for her not reading them out, there's not enough hours in the day. The only people that were reading transcripts, and there were a few, were not at the trial. There were channels and AI channels that read out the transcripts. On a personal level, I found the defense cross-examination very uncomfortable. And that's how the defense won the case, because they put enough doubt into the jury's mind. When the victims and witnesses were not on trial, they were given immunity in order to testify, and a lot of them had drugs problems, and these events happened years ago. They probably wanted to block it out. So there are a lot of reasons why some of the testimonies were very wobbly. And I don't believe that everyone who watches Tisa Tells cannot think for themselves. And the point I keep going back to is, you could say this about any other creator, but she's the only one you want to call out. When do you think Ratchet TV ever read out a transcript?
And she's like, I wasn't going to do anything for them. No, you don't want to read them, and you don't want your subscribers to purchase them or get them. That's why she lied about how much they cost, because you know that if they read them for themselves, then they're going to see that much of what you said was all lies and BS.
Exactly.
Just because you know that if they read them for themselves, then they're going to see that much of what you said was all lies and BS.
Exactly.
You just not made up stuff. And for her to sit there and say that Ratchet or me or whoever threatened to kill her, that is very dangerous.
Now, if this woman doesn't know about his history of violence against women, which I find this very hard to believe, this could be described as gaslighting.
Do you all know Ratchet started getting threats behind that?
Wow. And I think
black men said that he was going to kill you. Yes, he started getting threats behind that on no idea.
don't get me started about this guy who's got no idea, because he's got no idea about anything. I don't know what he's on the panel for. Oh yeah, because he's got a new channel. In a minute, he's going to say something so inappropriate and misinformed. I think that's why I had to make this. But a man who beat up a woman, and there's evidence of it on YouTube from more than one source, has been getting threats. I don't feel bad for him.
Wow, that's how dangerous that is. You know, some people have super fans on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been threatened before. Okay. So my thing is, when you say things like that, that's really Karen behavior. You're sitting up here lying and saying somebody threatened to kill you. Oh, we're going to do you worse than Diddy did Cassie. Nobody said that. She doesn't have any proof. She never shows any receipts. And the thing about it is, her people believe her so much that she doesn't even have to prove anything or verify the stuff that she says.
What's going on, y'all? Day 35 of the Sean P. Diddy Combs trial. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's go.
So, this channel, Real Rap Show, he does do journalism. And see how he says like and subscribe? He reports pretty much everything that happens outside the court, just with the camera.
Not guilty. Transportation and prostitution, guilty. In the matter of U.S. versus Combs, count 1, not guilty. Smex trafficking, Alpha Cassandra Ventura, not guilty.
And Ratchet TV is right there. He's shouting his support for Diddy. He's getting into arguments with people about how long the sentence is going to be when the verdict's only just been announced. And it looks pretty obvious to me that what he did to Tisa Tells was done to appeal to a certain type. Well, he knows his audience, if you know what I mean.
Beat the fucking Rico! Diddy beat the Rico!
Nigga still going to jail!
It don't matter. 4 years. 4 years. You think so? 4 years. Nigga, he got some prostitution.
They go by sentencing guidelines. Man, they go by sentencing guidelines. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. I'm tight ass pants.
4 years.
No, they go by. Listen.
What you get mad for?
The federal
government goes by.
Yeah, they got the federal government goes by sentencing guidelines. He's in category 1. Then you go to the office level, and that's how they tell how much time he get. Don't listen to these people out here saying he's going to get 4 years. And guess what? There are also enhancements that is going to be placed on him. There are also enhancements that's going to be placed on him. The office level is going down, and the category goes across. He's in category 1. He probably starts off at an office level of 23. All right? And then they go the enhancements based off the charges that he got found guilty.
You don't know nothing about the law, brother?
I'm happy with the verdict. The church didn't work.
4 to 7 years. 4 to 7 years.
I'm happy with the verdict. I'm happy with the verdict. Listen, he's looking at 15 years right now.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
With the enhancements, yes, he is. If you want to fight, you ever been in a fight? Y'all rooting for somebody that's beat on women and doing all this shit here. Come on, get out of here with that. Get out of here with that. Y'all ridiculous, man. Women shouldn't be getting beat on and getting forced and coerced to be doing something because somebody got money and power. That shit is crazy.
Press charges for that?
It don't matter. You support it? You support what he did? Yo, everybody get the camera on him. Do you support what he did? We're going to make you famous. Did you support what he did? He was up there making her guy to have sexual activity when she didn't want to. Is you okay with that?
You cannot be convicted, though. You cannot be convicted.
Listen.
Let me ask you something. Well, how do you switch reality and what's actually taking place for something that it hasn't even happened? How do you do that?
What happened?
Brother, the man is locked up. So how is he out? Listen, black man, that's reality. All right? So I'm asking you, how can you say he out when he locked up? How can you say that?
Whatever decision.
I'm talking about physical.
I got you. Whatever decision that was made that we've been told was made, he not going behind bars. He gonna go home and fight the rest of wherever pending.
But you're not explaining it like that.
Well, I'm just gonna break.
Black man, hold up. What you're doing is you're making these generalized statements, and then they're gonna take it and they're gonna use it however they want.
So
I'm saying when you out here and you're talking, bro. You need to be more specific.
Okay, so what do you want me to answer?
Black man, you ain't got to do nothing. I'm just saying to you.
Okay, go ahead.
Don't mix what's not real with something that's real, bro. That's a lie.
Okay, so what's not real then? What's not real? That he going free? That he going free? These guys don't understand the reality. This man gonna go free, and that's a fact. And that's something I expect you guys to absorb and take it in. We've been here for day one. Come on, man. That's why I didn't wear my Sean Diddy t-shirt. Because I know there'll be some level of hostility and fights and stuff. Who you see got it on here? But if I wore mine, I would be attacked, right? We were told not to wear them. It's in my bag. Because I knew the t-shirt was gonna come off.
I wonder who told him not to wear a t-shirt, and then in a minute he's got the t-shirt on when the cameras are showing the celebrations. Looks really genuine to me. But the cheek of these people, they're going to talk about Tisa Tells is programming her audience.
Yeah, because she's programmed them. Have you ever heard that, like programming, like the news programs you this, like we were programmed about the Diddy trial, about everything.
That's why she's propaganda.
She's programming her people.
So now with that all being said, yeah, I have questions. Okay, so now Metro Man says the way Jay broke down that book, I sent it to other people. Do you know how many people finally stepped back and said most of these were lies for a best-selling book? You're talking about that fake Kim Porter book? I knew that was all cap because remember I interviewed the liar who said that he had the flash drives and all of that.
Yeah, the one, I forget his name, but yeah, he was very
Courtney Burgess.
Yeah, Courtney Burgess. It was very questionable because that lawyer he had, once he went on one interview I watched. He went on a couple of YouTube tour, I call it. He was on YouTube tour, and I forget what whose platform he was on. But what was really questionable to me is the lawyer, when he was being, they were asking him questions on the platform, and then she jumps in and she's like trying to make sure she says certain words or certain things. And I'm like, where do they do that at? Like, can you just let him talk?
You're talking about her name is Ariel Mitchell.
Yeah, Ariel. And I'm like, if this
She's
is really
being sued for defamation.
Yeah, if this is really true, let him tell the story. I understand lawyers have to come in and they kind of have to, kind of steer things a certain way. But it was like she was like not even giving him time to talk. So I was like, this is weird that he's in the car talking about he just came from the what's it called, from the court, from the grand jury. It was just a lot going on with that. And I'm like, a lot of these lawsuits, I mean they were bringing like truckloads of lawsuits about Diddy, and I'm thinking, why didn't they go to the police? Why didn't they tell? Just like with Mia, why didn't you tell somebody that you were raped? I was there in court for her testimony, and I'm like, these people are a piece of work. I don't know if they're getting paid by somebody or what the situation is. I have no idea, but it's very, very suspicious, y'all. I'm like, this is just some just ain't right? It's just,
See, now this is why I've been calling out Tony Busby. He was the one that said there were lawsuits against Diddy involving minors. And then he backed out of all of them. And very few content creators have held him accountable, including Tisa Tells. And it was obvious this was going to be used in Diddy's favor.
Did you hear anything about that book? I know you just started your channel recently, but what do you think about, did you ever hear anything about the book and the guy saying he had the flash drives and he testified before the grand jury, Courtney Burgess and all of that?
Yeah, that's the Kim Porter book, right? That he said that she was writing with him and he had all that. Yeah.
Right.
I'm not saying the stories are BS. I wasn't there, right? So I can't say this was wrong or this was BS. What I can say is if you are only coming, like Kim Porter's already dead, and she's been dead for a little while now. So I just wonder if it's like when people say, I saw him grape a minor. Why are you only coming out now? It just says something about your character that you could watch this happen to somebody and you don't say anything. So for me, I just think that's an indictment on your character. And if you knew of this stuff and she was doing this, you should have been saying something. You should have been protected. To me, you are just as bad as the actual perpetrator because you're seeing all this stuff happen and you're just letting it go. And so that's where I come from.
Yeah, especially if it was a minor, because remember they asked him, was it a minor? And I'm like, and you didn't say anything. Like you said, you're just as guilty as the person committing the crime, allegedly. That's just weird to me.
Okay, so now with that all being said, hold on, you guys. Charlucci did an interview. Also, Measure Man, thank you for your contribution to the channel, beloved, and your insight into the topic. Peace, love, and blessings. Adrian says, will the lawsuits influence the judge's sentencing? That's a good question, and thank you for your contribution, beloved. Peace, love, and blessings. I don't think so. It's not supposed to. It shouldn't. The lawsuits that have been filed shouldn't have anything to do with the judge's sentencing. And basically, the judge has asked that everybody, the defense and the prosecutors, just asked that the prosecution and the defense bring examples of cases of people that have been convicted of the Mann Act and how much time they got sentenced to when they didn't have any prior convictions. Okay, so that's what the judge is supposed to be going by. I mean, but really, in federal sentencing, you go by the guidelines.
Mm-hmm.
And so, with that all been said, from what I looked at on the website, Diddy's guidelines, because he's very low on the totem pole because he's never had any convictions, Diddy should get out in 21 to 31 months, in my opinion. What do you think about that, Jay?
I think that he'll probably get something within the sentencing guidelines. If the prosecution is only asking for 50 months or whatever, minus time served, I believe he'll get probably either time served or maybe an extra year or something like that. And to be honest with you, I've never been the biggest Diddy fan. I respect a lot that he's done, especially me, a black businessman, that he's broken down a lot of barriers and doors for people like me. But I'm a little bit young for the Diddy era.
Oh, let me fill you in as someone who's known of P. Diddy since back in the day. Because someone in this panel needs to say it. Every single one of his artists has been through trauma. A lot of them are dead. He's built his business from exploiting black men. At the trial, where were the black employees getting paid $100,000 a year? It was white, university educated men that were his assistants getting paid $100,000 a year. He fooled black people into thinking he owned Ciroc vodka, that they were supporting him by drinking and buying Ciroc vodka. But he was getting paid to promote it. And then when he lost that job, he turned around and accused them of racism. He always plays the race card. But I have never in my life seen him raising up another black man. Diddy exploited Biggie's death. He used Biggie's death to market himself. And he got more famous and popular than ever. And he used an uncleared sample by Sting, which he got sued for. He was responsible for people dying at the basketball game. He was responsible for the club shooting. All of his ex-artists hate him with a passion. He ripped off his ex-partner from Bad Boy, Kurt Burrows, who built the record label up. He didn't even want to pay child support when his kids were young. The only people he has around him now are yes people he has to pay. But if you think that's a great example to follow, go for it. There are other successful black men out there that do not terrorize people the way he does.
So I haven't really resonated with him, but this trial did make me appreciate him a lot more, with all the people that are going on the stand saying that he inspired them. His CFO was saying nobody was hiring people like me, and all of that. I only say all that to say I maybe think Diddy might benefit from a year or two in rehab. The prison has a rehab program, in therapy, in sitting down a little bit. And I think actually he could be an even bigger benefit to our society if he takes a little time to work on himself. So me personally, looking at how he could possibly benefit our community, if it takes time for him to just say, you know what, I'm gonna sit between these four walls. I'm gonna work on myself. I'm gonna get, closer to the Lord. I'm going to, make sure I get sober. I'm going to make sure that I find ways to help my community. So I think he might be even more of a better value to our society if he gets a year or two. So I'm not against that. Of course, his family would be. Of course, he would be. But me looking out for our community, if he has a year or two, I think to sit down a little bit, I think it might be beneficial to us all.
Yeah,
I absolutely agree.
He is 1,000,000% not going to do that. He has never learned from his mistakes and he doesn't care. And as for being close to the Lord, he's claimed to be close to the Lord ever since I've known about him. And it's such an old trick for abusers to pretend they found God, like Russell Brand with his Christianity and Andrew Tate with Islam. When he was recording the Love album, he was telling Lil Rod he was using TD Jakes to rehabilitate his image. It's a front. He was even reading the Bible in the court, I heard. He has never shown remorse and he'll be back on that gear as soon as he's out of jail. I think you're being very naive about his mental health.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now is Charlucci, Diddy's friend, actually did an interview today with the infamous Sylvia. Okay,
I've seen that. That was good.
I'm gonna play a clip of that, and I'm gonna put an overlay so I don't have any copyright issues. So let's go to that, and then we can give our thoughts on that as well. Hold on, let me just. Likes up, everyone. Please don't forget to like and share. Thank you in advance.
That would be, funny. Based on, instead of popping a bottle of champagne, they pop baby oil. And, because the government made such a big deal out of the baby oil, like it was drugs in the baby oil. There was celebrity sex tapes. There was no celebrity sex tapes. There were no drugs in the baby oil. There was no children or no minor in this case. There was no kidnapping or all the stuff that they told people they were. This is why he was acquitted of those charges, because the charges couldn't stick. It wasn't true. But people of color, our people, we read into that. We believe people like the Tisa Tells girl.
Tisa, just like pretty much everyone else in the commentary space, was getting her intel, her information, her ideas from the same sources as everyone else. And that's media articles, TMZ, those Instagram websites, the Shade Room. If anything, she was the one that looked more deeply into what a freak-off actually was by focusing in on Jonathan Odie. Because it was obvious that guy was not all right in the head. And he was no celebrity.
I call her Teacher Tell Lies. She's never came out of that courtroom and said anything that was true. And I don't have like I said, I don't have a gripe with her, right? I got a gripe with the way she did not report the truth. And she misled a lot of people. She had a lot of fouls. But, that didn't change anything, because people are entitled to their own opinion. But if you got a platform, use it for good. If you want to get out there, like when you go up there, you say what you say, right? I never say anything, because usually the stuff that you're saying, you're not biased. You're playing it. If it's something bad happens in court, you report that, right? If something good happens in court, report that. But if nothing happens in court, you report that.
Why is he so pressed about what she reports on YouTube if he knows nothing about YouTube? I hate to break it to you, buddy, but YouTube is not the national news. It is commentary. It's POV.
She just straight up, oh, if you're Sean Diddy Combs, you're going to this happen. And I'm like, that didn't happen. What courtroom was you in?
Okay, there's a point that she mentioned something about the family coming after her.
Never happened. We don't even know her.
He just said we don't even know her, like he's Diddy's family.
I know her because she worked for the government. She had her own. She's the only. I don't even call her a blogger. I don't know what her title is.
She is a YouTuber. If you didn't know who she was, you wouldn't have this much to say. She is a YouTuber who's gone on to other media platforms like Dateline and Nancy Grace. It's called marketing your brand.
Y'all heard that? He said she works for the government. Okay, I'm sorry. Please pay attention.
But she's the only one that's not a real journalist that had a cage outside with 2 security guards, and she was able to come in out the courtroom. She was a guest of the government, right? And that's why she.
Whoa! You said guest of the government?
Right.
What does that mean?
I don't. It means she's a guest of the government. Invited her in there and gave her security to keep her the little gated area she was in.
Yeah.
It was a gated area for her. Nobody can go in there but her.
What I saw was she put some of the fences up as a barrier to stop that man, that Ratchet TV, from coming too near. He'd said he was going to do something to her. He was going to interrupt her live. He was going to harass her. And the man has a history of violence against women. But no one has disclosed or found out about it on this panel, but they want us to think they're journalists. As for the government supplying the security, we only have his word for it, and to be honest with you, I do not trust this guy. And all the panel are taking his word from it when he just said he was Diddy's family.
When she was doing her interviews outside, she also was able to spread these lies and propaganda at free will. She just had a free for all. Then she started lying and saying
Why do you think when she gave out those names, the real name of the pseudonym of
she didn't get in
Jane and
trouble.
me, she didn't get in
She didn't
trouble?
get- Right. That's that proof right there. They probably told her, don't ever do that again. That's what anybody else. The judge gave us a clear and precise information. Yep. The judge gave her a clear and precise information, right? To everybody, to all the news people reporting, and said, do not repeat the name of guess what, guys? I know the name, and the person is this, the person is that. One, she's supposed to be, the site was supposed to come down. Two, she's supposed to at least be arrested. Right?
Arrested for what? She could have been excluded from the court, but now you're calling her a criminal for making a mistake. Like, that was a mistake which she should have owned up to. But you want her to be arrested for identifying someone's name. And wasn't 50 Cent posting about it? A lot of people knew who she was. And then for Diddy to walk free, and he's talking about spreading propaganda.
Because she wouldn't get a federal judge order.
Hold on, let me read this comment. IE Network said Gene Deal said there were minors and Puff was under investigation for a blank with an 11-year-old. I mean, come on. Well, obviously that's not true, because if the feds were coming at Diddy, don't you think they would have definitely brought something like that up when they came at him? See, this is how you know a lot of stuff is just lies and BS and rumors. If they were coming at Diddy so hard that they already overcharged him with the RICO and all of that, the S trafficking, don't you think that if they had that kind of information on him, they would have brought that forward at the end of the day? And also, in 2011, James Roseman, Jimmy Henchman, was asked by the feds, okay, if Diddy had any type of relations with minors, because there was a rumor then.
And that's exactly what Gene Deal said in an interview. He never said it was facts. Gene Deal likes to gossip as well. And so does Suge Knight, and so does 50 Cent.
Okay, so nothing ever came of that. So if they're going after this man, don't you think if they had proof of those things, that would have come to fruition? Like, people need to stop believing rumors and innuendo. Okay, Byron said they were protecting Tisa so she could tell her lies in peace.
Yo, does anybody in the chat know if Gene Deal has ever had a job since Diddy's security guard? Has he had a job? He's done nothing, right?
I'm pretty sure Gene Deal's retired, because if you'd actually listened to his interviews, he used to work in the probation service, like a useful job in the community, and then he did Diddy's security as a side hustle. So he had a pension plan, and he makes money doing interviews, and he's had 2 books out. Are you mad at him?
Yeah, his job is going around doing YouTube interviews, dragging Diddy.
Yeah, you were Diddy's security guard 19 how long ago, and now that's your life. Is just talking about Diddy.
And what are you doing? Oh my god, these people are so annoying.
From 2000, 2003. I already told on my channel, I'll tell Gene Deal on your channel. If you have a problem, come and see me, bro. I'm in New York, you're in New York, come and see me.
Why would he want to come and see you? His interviews already get millions of views. He's been on documentaries. You've already said you don't know anything about Diddy. You should be watching his interviews and educate yourself. Why is he coming to see you, a YouTube channel that no one's ever heard of?
Like, you are a fraud, and I think that you are one of those. You're a male Tisa. You're a male Tisa.
Okay, that makes sense to me.
You're a male Tisa.
So Byron, thank you for it. That was hilarious, and I absolutely agree with you, beloved. So she could tell her lies in peace. And thank you for your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. Okay, y'all hear Jay calling out Big Gene, said he lied. Okay, so listen, liars, birds of a feather stick together. Somebody said Gene's jealous of Diddy.
Why would he be jealous of someone who's in jail and a drug addict? He's got no friends. Not one person spoke up for him during this trial. What is there to be jealous of? Oh, because he's got a big house, which he's probably going to have to sell to pay for his legal fees.
At the end of the day, somebody said he's just a liar. Somebody said Gene mad because he got kicked out of the group. Kay
Gene
said
Deal
Gene
didn't quit. He got fired. Just like everybody who was on the stand, like Capricorn Clark, like the next one. The only ones that spoke the truth are the ones that actually had to quit over time.
Gene Deal quit after Big's death because he got a tip-off to say they weren't safe in LA. And Diddy ignored him and Big died. This guy really needs to go and do some fact-checking while he's sitting there calling out other YouTubers for lying.
But everybody else who got fired, they're just salty.
And that's what the jurors said. That guy who's going around doing the videos, he said he felt like it felt like it was retaliation or something, like they were mad. Basically, I forgot how he worded it, but basically that's what he said too. They felt like it was payback.
He didn't go around doing interviews. He did one interview on CNN. And what I remember him saying was he thought the witnesses were credible. He said he believed them. The only one he wasn't sure about was Jane, when she was recounting the fight they had, which really didn't have too much to do with the criminal charges, and them getting paid. Settlements didn't affect their credibility.
Oh, wow. That juror, the one that went on, I didn't watch that full interview. The one that went on, I think, was a CNN.
There's only one of them. That was the alternate juror.
Oh, okay.
You know, we listened very intently. It was, I think, 5 days or forever of thing. And, you know, it was very riveting and very credible testimony.
You believed her?
I mean, I think we did. I think we did. I mean, she wouldn't have done all this just to come up there and, you know, lie about everything. So no, I don't think even the defense didn't come out and say or anything like that.
Because has any of the other jurors spoke yet?
No, they haven't said a word.
Wow.
Nothing happened to her. Nothing, not one thing. Look, that'd have been me, and that's my family in there. I'd have said something, it'd have been all kind of backlash.
There actually was people that spoke out about it, like people in her audience, but it's not a criminal offence like you're trying to make out. As for what you get up to as part of Diddy's family, the mind boggles.
If the lawyers would have said something, they'd have stopped me from coming to the courtroom. Yeah. She had a prominent spot in the courtroom. And she's not even real press. And then she goes on TV lying. Somebody, ain't nobody coming after that girl. Please stop. Nobody's thinking about that lady. The family coming after for what? All you did was lie on people. Like you just a female Gene Deal. You're just out there lying to get people to click onto your site. That's what you're doing. Nobody cares about it. I don't care.
I agree.
We won. You look stupid.
Hold on.
He just said we won. He got off and we're not allowed to be unhappy about it. Got it. But you're talking about mind control and propaganda.
Jay, what are the chances? He literally said what you just said. I didn't even know that.
I have not seen this video.
I haven't seen it either. I know Sylvia did it. It popped up in my feed, and I was like, okay, this should be good. So I said I'm going to show a clip of it. So I just went to, a timestamp on here. But that's crazy. I just picked a random timestamp. I know he did not say that.
You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's it. So go get mad about that. Go get mad at your team, your government. Go get mad at them for presenting a weak ass case. Don't start spreading lies. She's mad because she promised everybody he's going to jail for the rest of his life. Well, guess what? Joke's on you. Tisa tell lies.
She also mentioned recently that there is some sort of scheme of Diddy trying to escape the prison.
How is he trying to escape prison? He only have to do 9 months in jail.
Did you hear that one yesterday, Jay? She did a video. They said, I didn't see it, but they said she did a video saying Diddy's secret plot to escape prison. Feds warned.
I see that.
He told me that today.
And the guy was like,
video, but he told me that was the title of the video.
Yeah, and the guy was like, this guy, Delray Richardson was going in on her.
Oh, yes.
Like,
he did.
What is this prison break hip hop edition?
Yeah. he went in.
What are you
That's crazy.
You're not escaping no federal prison. El Chapo couldn't get out of there. What are you talking about? You got all kind of people. That building is like Fort Knox. There's no escape. Why would you say where he's gonna go? He's one of the most recognizable faces on the planet Earth. Where would he go? How would he get away? She's a liar. Something wrong with that lady.
Maybe.
That's crazy. And so he's gonna risk. Now let me be clear. He just beat cases that could have got him millions and hundreds of years in jail, right? He's gonna risk that. He already been in jail 10 months, going on 11 months. Worst case scenario, he's got to do another 9 months. He's going to risk all of that, his freedom, his money, his children's money, his legacy, to escape jail or to attempt to escape jail. That lady's crazy. And she know people click on and stuff like that. She's clickbait.
Okay, so hold on. I'm gonna pause for a second to read a couple of comments. Measure Man says, then he said Diddy should unalive himself. Gene is sick, and he and Tisa and Jag deserve each other.
He never said that. He said after the basketball game disaster, he wanted to unalive himself, and it wouldn't surprise him if he was feeling like that. And all you Diddy glazers, you do not seem to recognize when someone is in a deep depression. It's mind-blowing, the lack of intelligence and understanding of the man's history.
This is all crazy. Thank you for your insight to the topic and your contribution to the channel, beloved. Peace, love, and blessings. Somebody, Elijah Clark says, Tisa tell lies, been spreading lies, and she does have a plug with someone close to the case. Facts. How did she know about Diddy's apology video before everyone else and when it went public? Because Tyrone Blackburn told her that. Okay, Tyrone Blackburn, that's who her source was. At that time, that's before the trial. And now, where is he at? Got arrested, okay, for backing into the process server because his behind was getting sued.
So do you think anything's gonna anything gonna happen of her because of her lying and causing so much chaos?
No, we're going to keep discrediting her and tell her that's it. Right, that's it. We're gonna keep discrediting her. I mean, every lie she tell, I'm gonna be here to fact check it and show people she's lying. That's it. I mean, nobody cares about this lady. She's not a problem. She's not even a problem for me. But just that when people ask me a question, I like to answer it, and then I tell them, go check her out and watch. She says this, and then compare it to the truth.
But it seems like people like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, those are toxic people. You gotta be toxic to want to hear lies all the time. Yeah, you want to hear that clickbait stuff all the time, and she's animated. I think that's what they like more about her. She's a nice looking lady, right? She's a nice looking lady, but she's not wrapped too tight. Something wrong with her. For you to go out there and lie on people you don't know and make up stuff, and I mean, just as easy as her, it's just easy it is for her to come outside and tell a lie. She can come out that courtroom and just tell the facts. What happened?
Maybe she was doing things for wishful thinking.
They ain't no wishful. I don't care. Still a lie. I don't care how you doing it. I don't care what you. If it ain't the truth. If I tell you, if you ask me, is it raining outside, and I tell you no, and you walk outside to a storm, you're gonna say Charlucci lied to me. You're gonna be like, oh well, he liked the rain. He was hoping it rained. You're like, he straight up lied to me. There's no ambiguities there. I lied to you. It's not raining. I mean, it's not sunny. Sunny out. I told you it was raining, and it's not raining. You went outside. You're like, wow, I thought he said it was raining.
So you're saying that he's gonna get like your estimate about no more. The worst scenario is 9 months.
Right. Well, I'm not the judge.
I know.
Well, based on his level, he's a level 14, first time offender. Had he been in jail, he's not a predicate. Had he been in jail before, it will be higher. You follow me? But because he's never been in jail before, he gets the first time and I can send it to you. You can look at it yourself. The sentencing guideline says 0 to 24 months. That's why the government asked for 56 months, and then Mark Agnifilo came back, Agnifilo. And that's nothing. She keep pronouncing Mark. I said that because she be saying that. Mark Agnifilo, adding extra syllables on his man's name. His name is Mark Agnifilo. So Mark Agnifilo asked the judge for 24 months. And the government got mad about that because they put in for 56 months. So I think the judge may give him time served or meet somewhere in the middle.
So now that you've said that, which was speculation based on the information you have, which is literally what everyone making content does, if the judge doesn't give him that amount of time, then anyone who watches you is toxic.
All right. Some of the things that has gone on, a lot of people saying that Diddy is getting it's like karma. It's coming back to him for stuff that he did not get in trouble for, which
Like
he
what?
should have. Like, okay, one of the things people blaming him for Biggie's
Come on,
death.
stop.
Can you believe that all the people that Diddy has hung out with in his time, this is who they've got as his spokesperson?
Stop. We not.
No, I'm just.
But I'm saying that's
Okay.
That's foolish. That's foolish. The government ain't. Y'all gotta play. Y'all gotta be smart. If the government, y'all think y'all smarter than the government? Y'all think y'all smarter than the federal government or the FBI? Don't y'all know if they thought that he did that to Biggie or did that to Tupac, that that's what he'll be being charged with? Don't you understand that? Y'all gotta use your brain. The federal government want to put this man in jail for the rest of his life.
Hey, Queen,
They
can
went
you
so
pause that
far to
real
put him in
quick,
jail.
please?
They try to blame him for having sex with 2 of his girlfriends.
You see what he's doing? You see the gaslighting happening in full effect, having sex with his girlfriends as if it was like a normal night of intimacy, not 4 days of drug-induced near-death hell, while he financially and emotionally controlled them.
Yes, beloved, go ahead.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm gonna forget. Yo, you see what he just said? You think you're smarter than the government, you think you're smarter than the lawyers,
Right.
you think but also the jury and a lot of people like Tisa and a lot of these other people who say he's guilty, the jury's stupid. How could it? This jury is scientists and engineers. And like the jury, listen, the jury's smarter than you. If you're looking at this video right now and you're telling me, "Oh wow, the jury got it wrong. They're so stupid," and what this jury is more educated than you. Just to let you know.
That's right. They're much more educated than you.
Who's he talking to right now? Because I'd love to know. And the alternate juror, the one that went on the CNN interview, even though the judge asked them not to speak to the media. Inner City Press, a real journalist, the one whose tweets you all used for content, is questioning the integrity of his job history. It's looking like he lied about saying he worked at the UN in law enforcement security. And he lied on CNN saying he didn't know he was an alternate juror until the last minute. And he kept saying we thought this when he said they were isolated and weren't allowed to speak to each other. So that's 2 jurors we know lied to get on that juror list. And I'm just going to show what Tisa actually said after the verdict, because the way they're trying to make it out is completely misrepresenting her. These are unbiased journalists we're listening to, remember?
The feds knew nothing more about Diddy and his business operations than what was Cassie's complaint, right? I mean, the Rolling Stones found out more about the illegal stuff.
Y'all know I gotta get loud while she on live. Free Puff! Free Puff! Free Puff! They lied to y'all, man. They lied to y'all. Everybody lied to y'all. They lied to y'all. Who lied? We watching them. They lied. They tried to control the narrative with the media. They tried to control the narrative with the media, and they lied. Diddy is coming home. They lied to y'all. Puff is coming home. They lied to y'all. Tisa tell him how you lied to him about the prosecution. How you lied to him about the prosecution. You lied to him. Let's tell the truth. Tell him the truth. What happened to that Rico? What happened to the Rico? Tisa telling lies. Tisa telling lies. Tisa telling lies.
Crazy.
Tisa is telling lies.
Yeah, you can hear in the background people are flipping out.
Let's go. Tisa telling lies. I said it. Ratchet TV said it. Let these motherfuckers lie to y'all. Now y'all got me pissed off out here. Free Puff. Oh, y'all thought I wasn't gonna do it? Y'all thought I wasn't gonna do it? Oh, y'all just missed it. Y'all just missed it. I just called her ass out right there on live. I just went down and called her ass out.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
But she's a liar. She's a liar. You lied. You lied to everybody. You're a fucking liar. Tell them the truth.
Yeah, she built her foundation on this shit.
Yeah, off of lies.
Yeah.
Hey, you just missed it. I just called her out.
You called her out?
Yeah, right now. I went down there and did it.
Oh my God, Ratchet, you did not call out Tisa.
I'll go do it again. Come on. I'll do it again. She gotta stand on 10. She gotta hear this. She gotta hear it. She needs to feel this shit. She gotta feel it. Yeah. She gotta feel it. She gotta feel this shit. Tisa gotta feel this. You lied to everybody.
That's right.
You lied to everybody.
The devil tell the truth.
Shame you. I rebuke you, you devil. You lied on all these black men. You lied on the black man. You lied on a black man for your platform to gain more followers and money. You lied to your whole platform to gain money. You lied to everybody to gain money. Are you gonna give your subscribers their money back for the lies you told? Are you going to give your subscribers their money back for the lies you told? You're the mad one. We broke. Me broke? You think I'm broke? I got more money than you.
Can say is this, okay? All I can say is this. Again, people want to talk about controlling the media, okay? When I say watershed moment, I don't mean that good. I mean that it's a watershed moment and a wake-up call for the type of country we live in, for the type of thoughts that are in people's minds from 40 to 71 years old, and the fact that they will actually do that. I will say this, okay? I will say this. This is not over, and we need to move forward. I get all the flunkies of Diddy are happy their idol, who wouldn't even spit on them, is out. Because this is the type of lifestyle they idolize. A world where women can be drugged, they can be transported, they can be beaten, and nothing, as long as you have enough money and power, the respect that brings will guarantee that you will never get anything again. Again, this is a circus and this is America. This is the world we live in. A woman's body means nothing. Bruises mean nothing. SA mean nothing, okay? And now we have a thing of black men coming, trying to do. You guys, listen, I will actually say something, right? At the end of the day, these were federal charges. And the fact that people think that federal charges do not have anything and they don't stick about... Oh, these broke niggas is mad. So anyway, listen, at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, excuse me, can you please move him away, please? So at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, right? We will, listen.
I got more money than you. Now they not gonna touch me. You motherfuckers better not put a finger on me up in this motherfucker. You ain't gonna put a finger on me. I'm not touching nobody. I'm not in harm of nobody. I'm not even within 6 feet of you. You're a liar. You are a liar, Tisa. You are a liar, Tisa. Tisa Tells is a liar. She lied to everybody, and she's working for the prosecution, and she was paid by the prosecution. She's a federal informant, and she was paid by the prosecution to tell lies on social media. That's why they got a special little spot for her right here.
I think one was something to do with law enforcement. Like the jury knows more about the law than you. So just as he said that, it just triggered that thought in my head. Because my boy, I didn't come up with this. My boy told me about this. The jury's more educated than the average person.
Here it is right here, Jay. I'm going to read it. The jury in Sean Diddy Combs' trial included individuals from diverse professional backgrounds. Some jurors as an actor and massage therapist and an investment analyst, a physician's assistant, and a social worker. Others held positions such as an analyst for a bank, a treatment coordinator, and an architect. There was a clerk, a correctional facility communications worker, a nursing home aide, and yeah, one of them was like a scientist.
Right. Like, so if you're there, like a Tisa fan or something like that, maybe you're on here right now. The average juror on this jury is likely more smarter than you, more qualified than you, because they were there every day. Their job was to weigh everything equal, and they have more education than the average person. So it's likely that they probably got it right, and you probably got it wrong.
Yeah, facts. You're right. And it just like, I was listening to one of the content creators saying, they took the time out of their time to, be a part of the jury. They could have said they had, medical reasons or whatever, but they stayed and they did their, they served their time as jurors. And to be called dumb, ignorant, stupid, whatever they're calling them, that is just disrespectful. I mean, at the highest level.
Right. Right. And the reason why I brought up the Tisa, obviously, because Charlotte, I don't like talking about this Tisa person. And I don't like talking about people who, but the reason why I brought up that is because she called, and you can go back into our videos, she called the jury a BA jury. BITCHASS jury.
Oh, she did?
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I didn't know that. I know she
I did not know that.
Yo,
ignorant or something.
if you're on here, please send Queen the video so she can play it on the live. She called them a BA jury, BITCHASS jury. So I'm sitting here like, the jury is more educated than you. They're smarter than you, more life experience. They're older than you because the average age of the jury is 50-some years old.
Wow.
And they're all more educated than you, but you call them a BA jury because you got exposed for lying.
I didn't know that.
I knew she had called them ignorant, but I did not know she said that. She really was going hard. She is mad. Listen, VM said Tisa is the Donald Trump of YouTube.
Her name is on fire on YouTube, and
VM, I think you're giving her too much credit, and I'm not a Trump fan or supporter. But I think you're giving her too much credit. She never got $1 billion. She never did any of this stuff.
Oh my God, this guy just giving away who he values in life. Donald Trump never made $1 billion. He was not a billionaire. He messed up his dad's businesses. And like Diddy, he's got away with rape and robbing people.
And I will say one thing about this girl. She works very hard, and that's as far as I can go with the compliment. But you can't continue to lie in order to forward you can't do that. It's just very bad. It's not I don't want to say anything bad about people, but y'all know me. But
either way, if you're starting a YouTube channel, you're going to have to say bad things about people. And if you were given valid criticism, I'd say, yeah, sure, but this is just an obvious hate train. The super chats and comments calling her a psycho, mainly from men, like Measured Man, who pops up all over the place. I'm sure I've seen him on other channels paying to join in. They are trying to make Tisa look like more of a villain than Diddy. There's no one pushing back on the information that they are getting wrong. And it gets worse as it goes along. They really believe that one side's telling the truth and one side's lying. It's looking like a troll farm.
It's just not right. It's not right.
It isn't right. And here's the thing. The whole story about Diddy's, the accusations starting from November of 2023 with Cassie filing the lawsuit all the way down to the trial concluded. All of everything that happened in between that transpired with the whole beginning, from the beginning, middle, and end, was already salacious enough. It was always something to report. It was always something that was, breaking news or whatever. So nobody needed to embellish or make up anything. So I don't know why she did it, other than the fact that she's just a pathological liar, because she's been lying even before the Diddy story came out. She's lied about other things as well. So I think she's just a liar. But like someone said the other day on their channel, they said that, when she's saying, you heard it here first, which she stole from me. That's my catchphrase I've been saying forever. But when she says that, they said, of course, you're going to hear it from her first, because when she creates the story, of course she's going to say it. She's going to be the first one to say it. But then they said, go and check and see if any other major outlets are reporting these stories. Like the $60,000 that she claims some people were paid by the defense.
Oh,
She's the only one who reported that for the transcripts. Now, mind you, if anybody was paid $60,000 and she knows that, so you don't think TMZ would have known it?
TMZ literally work with Mark Geragos and have done for years. This is such a dumb argument.
ABC, CNN. Yeah. Nobody else reported that but
she
her.
just lies. And one of our subscribers, I think the IE network is also one of our subscribers, says stop complimenting her. I can't take it, Jay. And I'll tell you, my team says the same thing. I don't want it to come off as a compliment. When you work hard for good or you work hard for evil, you're gonna get the same result, which is success.
Facts.
You'll get,
You're absolutely
but you don't get respect. You don't get respect. So if you work hard for good, you will get success. You work hard for evil, you will get success. But only one of them gets you respect.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. And then listen, IE Network says this woman stole 100K from the Shanquella Robinson story. She lied on Jay-Z. She lied and said Puff sleep with his own daughters. I mean, how does anyone compliment this woman? Here's the thing. She did grift. I didn't know how much money it was, but they absolutely said that she grifted off that Shanquella Robinson story. That's real crazy. Had that man on her channel lying, saying the man was working on the case. There's going to be an arrest, and had people sending money. And then I heard they split the money. Now, I didn't even know who she was at the time of all this was supposedly going on. But
Yeah.
that's all shameful behavior. At the end
I
of the
heard
day.
that too. I barely started following her. I think it was like maybe last year, but what you just said, I did hear somebody recently saying that as well, and I'm like, goodness.
Measured Man says she's the P. Diddy of YouTube because she can't stop, won't stop lying.
Somebody said that she just mad because she got kicked out the freak offs. I'm like, y'all are crazy. Y'all are
I
a
am so
mess.
through. Measure Man, thank you for that, beloved. That was a good laugh, and thank you for your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. Special K says she's very dangerous with her lies. Exactly. People who tell pathological or who are pathological liars can, in fact, be dangerous. Okay, because one thing about it, they will lie even when everybody else already knows they're lying and calls them out on it. They'll still double down, and that's very dangerous. Byron says she's a scammer.
Yes, I
Okay?
believe that. I believe that, Byron, because she was when she was first there at the courthouse, and she was doing all the reporting, and she was like, thanks for the super chats. I spent all of my money to come down here, and then she was like, oh, I think there's a super chat coming in, and then she looked, and it was no super chat. So she was like trying to get her people to give super chats by saying that. I'm like, she is a whole scam artist.
Hold on. The IE Network said she lied and said he was in Mexico. The guy she had on her channel for Chinquela said she lied and said he was in Mexico and the bum was standing in front of a green screen.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I heard that too, honestly. This is all a hot mess.
No.
So they said Tisa is a tarot card reader. Yeah, well, those tarot cards, she must not be reading them too good because she was reading tarot cards before when she first started her channel. Listen, a couple of people got mad at me because of that because they were like, oh, Queen, you were against Diddy at first. I said, yes, I was. And because I always felt like he had something to do with Pop. But then I said, wait a minute, that's rumors we heard. We don't even know if that's true. And if the government really thought so themselves, they would have him on trial for that. That is a life sentence, like Charlucci said. But also, when I got there to the court and I started seeing the racial components of certain things that were happening, and I started seeing how the prosecution was allowing people to get up there and tell lies. Now, they knew these people were going to be lying because they interviewed them multiple times.
Right.
But you still allowed them to get up there and tell lies. And then how every time the defense would make a very relevant objection, how very often the judge would overrule them but sustain the prosecution for something that I felt like should absolutely have been relevant. I just felt like there were racial components being at play, and I also felt like they were trying to railroad Diddy because when you look at it and as the evidence unfolded and more testimony came, more witnesses came forward, it just wasn't adding up. And then after I saw that most of these people are lying and then they're all given immunity. Some of them had several lawsuits against Diddy. So that means that you have an incentive to lie.
Correct.
Okay? You have an incentive to lie.
Did the money that they talked about in terms of a civil settlement she received, did that color her testimony for you at all?
I don't think so, no. I don't think so, no.
And then, people would say, well, the defense, they were good at poking holes in the story. Yeah, they were. But here's the thing. When you think about it, if you didn't have any holes in your story, they couldn't poke any holes because the truth stands firm. Okay,
Yeah,
at the
lies
end of the
always
day.
change. Truth never. It always stays the same. Lies always change. Truth stays the same. And one more thing, what Maureen Comey was saying, which I felt like this is a New York jury. They're not going to buy this, and I was right. She kept saying, these women don't have a reason to lie. Cassie already got her $20-30 million. She got 10 from the thing. This, that. Jane's never sued him. These women have no reason to lie. And I was thinking in my head, if I catch you lying, I don't have to find out why you lied.
Exactly.
You don't need I don't need to do the extra step to say, well, what was the reason for lying? You lied. Whatever reason that is, that's your reason. Whatever weird thing that is in your head, that's your reason. It's not my. I already caught you lying. And for those of you guys who weren't in the trial, all three of us were in the trial. There were a lot of lies on the stand.
Yes.
Very much so.
Yes,
Very much so.
absolutely. Absolutely. Mia, I was there for Mia's testimony. So, like I said, I will forever talk about Mia's testimony and what she was saying. And I felt like, sometimes people, they will holler grape, they'll holler whatever when it's convenient for them. And I felt like that's what Mia was doing. I felt like she was kind of like the other woman of Cassie and Diddy's relationship. And she didn't want Cassie to know because, Cassie, from what we heard on the stand, that, Cassie and her was calling each other like sisters or whatever. Mm-hmm. So you don't want your sister to know that you're sleeping with her man. So that's how I took on to Mia's, testimony. And the way she was with her head down like this is like her head was testifying. It was like she was ashamed, like she was like lying. And I'm like, girl, if you don't stop, I'm like, you lying and the truth ain't in you. Like, really?
Hold on. Nicole said she told enough lies, talking about Tisa. She told enough lies to qualify for a RICO.
I see that. I see that. That is funny. That's
and then Measured Man said she shut her psychic website down last month. Y'all are crazy.
This is who that bitch ass jury let out. Excuse my French.
I'm telling you. So
why is she so mad?
I think I'm not no doctor or anything, y'all, but clearly I'm getting the vibe from her of something is really, her. I always tell my loungers, like, some people's elevator don't go all the way to the top. And this is a case of the elevator is not going all the way to the top.
I don't think she has mental health issues.
Trauma, childhood trauma or some type of mental. Is she like a victim of a situation that?
Anyway, that's their angle. Victim shaming and wanting to out her mental health issues. If they all thought that surprise witness BJ was bad, this is her times 10. My problem with it is how popular it is to take this approach, to shame women, which is very disturbing. And there's been an obvious narrative shift from the content creators covering this sex offender trial to wanting to out and dox the female creator because she didn't support his verdict.